Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and Mower Man, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I've got a Spear & Jackson up on the bench. Belongs to a mate of mine. He said, can I just give it a quick little service and also fix the height control on it because it is snapped off. He said I've worked on this machine before. I don't remember. It might have been 4 or 5 years ago. I have looked through some of my video footage and it looks like it'd be about 4 years ago was the last time this machine was actually in. He said it doesn't start up, that doesn't run. However, I literally primed the primer bulb, pulled the cord when he was on the driveway, and it started straight up. But he said give it a service anyway. It's not had one for quite a while, so we're going to do that. And also, the height control lever has snapped on here, and without the height control, the mower is pretty much rendered as useless, unless you can manipulate the height control yourself, which may involve taking the wheel off each time you want to do that. So it's not very economical to change the height control. So I had a quick look online to see what I could find. And I think, I'm not quite sure, I couldn't actually find the correct height control for this model, but that looks like it was nearly made to go on there. So I'm hoping this will fit. If it doesn't, I'm going to try and make it fit. It gave every other model apart from the model that I've got here. This machine is, how old is it? No, I can tell. 2019, 2000, something like that. I'll have a close look in a minute. So I'm going to try and fit this. This is, I'll give you the part number for it. If you've got a Spear & Jackson, let's have a quick look here. I got it from a company called Just Milk Limited. They're up in Norwich apparently. Product code is 75900 SPJ, and it came at about 20 quid. So that's good enough. So if this height control can be fit to this machine, then once I service the machine, he can then cut his grass as normal. He's lucky that the height control has snapped on a relatively good height, but he wants to be able to adjust it going forward. So hopefully a quick little video, how to service will be in a separate video, but how to fix your height control lever on your Spear & Jackson or any type of lawnmower that is similar to this. It shouldn't take us long, hopefully, so let's get down dirty and do it right now. If this is your first time watching Micks Mowers and Mower Man, hit your subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told it's time up on a video. So without further ado, let's get down dirty. Let's get this height control. Well, thing I need to do this week. Today is, what day is it today, Mick? Today is Friday. I've got a very, very busy day ahead of me today. Extremely busy. My mum's coming over to sort out a load of paperwork for my dad. We've got carers coming in to help sort my dad out, or assessments of. So I'm super, super busy, and Riley boy is still in and out of hospital with a personal problem that he's got ongoing at the moment. We've got a doctor's appointment at 2:30. Mum coming around at midday, so need to get on. So the first thing I want to do is remove this wheel from this Spear & Jackson lawnmower. It is this side here where the height control is located. I need to sort out my bench. My bench and my shop is absolutely hideous. Literally cannot get in it at the moment, but that's because I've just been super, super busy. So remove the wheel cover. I want a 10mm, I guess. I've got tools everywhere. I've just been working on one of those big Honda machines, removing clutches and stuff. So that's why it's a bit of a mess in here, but I've got to get it sorted out. Right, I need one bigger than that and all. About a 12mm then. This gentleman would like his lawnmower back sharpish if possible, don't they all? Let me just grab a 12. It looks to be about 12. Oh my lord, 13 then. 13mm. Okay, we're going to remove the wheel. Take the nut off. There'll be a little tiny washer associated with that nut. Take it all off. There goes a washer. Okay. Ouch. That goes onto there. Now it looks like, how they fix that on there, Mick? They've got a tiny nut behind there as well, so I'm hoping the bolt might be captive, but that's absolutely tiddly. It's going to be about a 6 or an 8mm. Let's try that one. Too big, not too small. 8mm. 8mm's a bit sloppy, but we'll give it a go with an 8. So before we do anything, let's just see if that's actually going to figure out. That's going to go, yeah, it'll go that way. Yeah, that's about right. So it wasn't actually made for this lawnmower, but I'm hoping it will work. Is that going to spin on me? Yeah, you bet your pound it will do. Right, 8mm spanner, 7, 8. to go right around the back. Cool. Not really get a lot on that, am I? I might be able to just put a set of mole grips on there, which will just maybe give me a bit more room to just try and manipulate that, that height control. Just want to get a bit more space on it. Let's lock these up. Try and just get something on that if I can, just to help me a little bit. I can't actually get a lot in there. That's where I want to be. Lock that tip up, mate. If I lock it off halfway up, about there, that's where I want it. I've got to try and wedge that out. That's going to slip off there in a minute, I notice, yeah. I've got to try and wedge that out so I can get a decent bite on it. About there, that'll do. Lock that off and I can then have that about there. And that gives me just a bit more room to come behind here. Without, I don't have to remove the whole entire axle, you see, that's the idea. I may have to yet, but I'm hoping we can get in behind it without mucking about too much. Now that doesn't appear to be doing anything. Is that coming out or not? I don't know if it is. I don't think that is. I don't think that's doing anything. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. No. No, that nut's doing absolutely nothing at all. So I might have to cut that one off. I'll get around the back of that one. I don't want to remove the entire blinking axle. Surely. Surely, he says, run find the nut first, mate. There it is. Out there. Oh, I've got one off. I think that one has to be cut off, methinks. Now I might have to try and nip this all the way back, all the way past as far as it wants to go. Won't go anywhere past that. Right, that's it. That's your lock, he says. But that is not going to come off. It says it's spinning, but as you can see, the thread's gone on there, so that's got to be lopped off very quickly. Let's get my grinder and my glass and my protectors, but we don't see any sparks in the old eyeballs. I'll try and knock that off. I've got a flappy disc on there, that's no good. Let me just change the disc over. Right, I've got the nut off now. I've had to cut it off, so now I'm hoping these should just fall out. Now, I'm already seeing signs that I think I'm going to have to remove the axle to do it. So no quick fix for me, I don't think. That's all the way out. Do you know what? I might have put a nut on the back side of that. If I can get that to come out. How much free space we got here? There you go. Okay, right. So that is our height control out. it goes in that way. So just hold it like that. And I'm going to grab my new height control. And it went in like that, in like that. So that's going to be about the same. That's got to go into there. Marry those holes up. Try and get at least one on there to begin with. Right, I've been mucking about with my nuts. Because one of the bolts was knackered and also one of the nuts was knackered the other one too. So I've got 2 new donor bolts and a couple of nuts there. Got to put some washers on. Now that's got to go on like that. Now what I don't want to be doing is mucking about with removing this axle if I can help it. So it looks like it's got to have a couple of washers going on these bolts here. Now I'm going to try and fit these on like so. That's how it's got to go. Now I'm going to grab a pry bar, and there seems to be enough flex just behind here, enough just for me just to fish these 2 bolts roughly in the right areas of where we want to be. So what I have to do is just try and block that out. Get one situated first, I think. That's going to help me out a load without pinching my fingies. Let me try and come around this way with it just to take a bit of pressure off. I might have to do one at a time. That way I can at least just get one bolt in and it's in situ. I might just better sneak my finger behind there then. In there like that. There you go, Mr. Bolt. Right. Oh, that was nearly one then. Now what I'm trying to do is apply pressure to a pry bar with my head. So I can just sneak this bolt into situ. There it goes. The things we have to do, look, I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. The things and positions we have to get ourselves into whilst trying to do this. So hands free, pry bar up against me, up against my noggin. Right, that's one. So I can now take the pressure off and try and slide this one in, exactly the same method. You can put a bit of wood in there or something just to hold it out if you wanted to. Just to try and hold it. It would be better if I had a bit more padding on my head to support the traction, but I don't. I'm bald. I know this one has got to come from inside. Oh, it's just fiddly. Let me try and sit that up into a bit of a better place. Into there maybe. And you could argue the fact I could have just literally just put the bolt in from behind, the nut in behind, but that's not how it went on. Let's just put one of these nuts on here first just to stop this from coming out. It's just so it don't fall out. Right, let's try a different method. And this is what I do, guys and girls. You know, just literally have to find ways of making stuff work. And you could say by the time you've done that, Mick, you could just remove the axle, buddy. You're just making things harder for yourself. Well, that's generally what I do. Right, let's have a look here. Yeah, it does line up. I wasn't even sure this was going to fit, to be fair. I thought I might struggle just with just making it fit. Right, what's going on here? Why can't I get in there? That's got to be it there somewhere. It is. Right, we're on. That's on. That's on. Right, let's grab my little tiny 8mm. I'm just going to whiz them up a little tiny bit, just so it bites. Oh wait. Let's got that one. 8mm behind there, Mick. Might just have to literally take that out for a minute. That should operate somewhat now. To about there maybe, one more up. And I'm going to sneak that little tiny 8mm in behind there to do that one up. Look at that. Watch it evolve. We like that. Right, so height control now should work. We can now get our wheel. Just have to inspect the back of his bolts because they're slightly longer than what I've put in. So I want to make sure there's enough clearance behind, which there should be. Now if there's not going to be enough clearance, what I'm going to do is I might just trim off these bolts just a touch. Just going to cut them back a little tiny bit. Let me get that done and I'll come back to you. Right, that's the bolts trimmed because they were going to foul the inside of a wheel. They were going to foul that, so I just trimmed them back just a touch. That will go on there now. Much like bearing sits in there, or what they call a bearing. I'm going to slip that onto there. Slip that onto there. I'm going to give that a little tiny tighten up. What was that? 13mm was it? I think it was. Yeah, 13mm. We just impact that up, just ever so slightly. I don't have to go mad. That isn't a Formula 1 car. Make sure the wheel spins. You can do just tighten up just a touch to make sure it is actually down. Better. We'll put the wheel cover back on, wherever it goes, like that. And now we can now check the height control. Let's see if it now works. So clear some bits out. And we go from bottom height all the way up to top height. Look at that, made the work, that is. Super job. I know it took a little bit longer than what it should have done, but I didn't have to remove all the axle and what have you and risk the bolt shearing off. There's enough room in there for me just to get a few bits and pieces I needed to. It took around about 10 minutes, all in all, popped me faffing about. But that'd be how you fix your height control on your Spear & Jackson or similar sort of mower, as long as it's got this sort of style set up on it. And to be fair, you could have used that as it was, but no. That part was 20 quid, and we'll now have the machine going up and down its height control as it should do. Got to go forward now and do a full service on this machine to include a new air filter, spark plug, oil change, base sharpener, balance. I'll check the pull cord, looks a bit frayed. A new pull cord and all that sort of good stuff. So that'll come in the next video. If you want to know how to service your Spear & Jackson with a 450E series engine, then stick around. That'll be the next video coming. If you like the video, Micks Mowers and Mower Man on how to fix your height control, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told next time I upload a video. So I look forward to you girls and guys next time. Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, don't forget, much more importantly, take it easy.